Hi guys, hope you're well. So I am going to hold your hand through preparing, making and roasting the most amazing Christmas roast ham with black pepper and marmalade, which is a classic. It's delicious. So what we have here is a 4.5 kilo chunk of gammon. This has already been salted, but it's not cooked. So what we do is we put it in a massive pot, let it sit in that water for maybe an hour or two, get rid of that water. And that's not cooked, right? So we need to poach that, put it on a heat with some root vegetables, carrots, celery, you can put garlic in there if you want, a little bouquet garni or a mixture of herbs. I've got some orange zest in mine, peppercorns, and we'll slowly poach that for an hour and a half. Now I've done that. So what we have here now is the skin attached to the fat. So I'll remove the string like that, and then I need to just pull them out like this. Now what we're going to try and do is keep as much of the fat on this as possible. We're now just going to take a little pride in removing the skin, but also evening out the fat. So it's basically about that much all the way around. So we've trimmed that skin off. Now I want to use the knife to lightly score the fat. And what that's going to do is two things. It's going to give you this kind of texture that allows the oven to render the fat quicker and go crispier. And once you've gone across the whole ham, then simply turn it across the other way and we'll go in a crisscross. It's really easy, it's really fun. Don't spend hours and hours doing this. You've got way too much to do at this time of year. So now I'm going to put this in the oven for about 20 minutes just to get the fat going and sizzling, right? So the oven is at 170 degrees Celsius, which is 325 Fahrenheit, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, lovely people, so it's had 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes, it's just enough time to get a sizzle on. We're going to take our little spoon out. You can angle the tray a little bit. So we've already got juices coming out and we can start the basting process. What we've done is just open up this texture to receive flavour. Now, you can see I'm dusting this quite generously with black pepper, and I like that kick. Salt is already in this story, so we don't need to go anywhere near salt. So on the marmalade, just get that on the top, and the heat will just start to naturally melt it anyway. So as time goes on, it gets thicker and thicker until it can't run off anymore. And that is when you achieve perfection. You can see now, can't you, that by creating those little crisscrosses, it's clinging on black pepper and marmalade. An amazing combination with that beautiful ham. Look at that. So this goes in the oven now for an hour. And it's going to go back in at 170 degrees Celsius, 325 Fahrenheit. And that temperature is a good one because it's not too hot, it's not too cool. And over that hour, it's slowly going to caramelize and kind of get tighter and thicker and stick to it more. And keep glazing it until it is a thing of beauty. Right, back in the oven. Okay, so this bad boy's been going for about half an hour. Let's have a look. Come on! Look at that. Let's get basting. You can get some of those juices going with a spoon by all means. What I've done is get a load of rosemary and tie it up and create a rosemary brush. Now you might think I'm mad, but I'm gonna use the rosemary brush to not only impart flavour, but also pick up that lovely marmalade and put it back on the ham. It smells amazing, oh my Lord. Back in you go, another 20 minutes to go. So that beautiful ham has had a lot of love, care and attention. It's been poached and it's been roasted and glazed. Here we are, oh my Lord. Look at that. Guys, look at it. Absolutely stunning. Shining, salty, sweet gorgeousness. So let's get this onto a board. Now, while that is still warm, just put the last remnants of that amazing marmalade on top. As it cools down, it will kind of firm up. I want you to go back to your black pepper. And trust me, a beautiful dusting is going to make a massive difference. It's going to be so good. Guys, look at that. Come on. That's what we wanted. Juicy, juicy inside. And that gnarly, caramelized, golden outside. And no matter how you serve that, whether it's with a big old buffet, salads, cheeses, breads, or with some mashed potato or fried egg or some bubble and squeak, that, my friends, is one hell of a beautiful Christmas roast ham. Enjoy. This year, I'm cooking my bird 2 ways for maximum flexibility. Most people's Christmas meals are centred around this, the mighty turkey. People are really thinking, like I am, like what size turkey do I get? A big one, a small one? I want to show you what I'm going to do this year. I'm a massive lover of tradition at Christmas, but this year, I'm going to change it up for the first time, and I'm really excited about it. So, the way I'm doing my turkey this year is in 2 parts. So I'll use one stuffing for both the crown and the legs. It's going to be amazing. They both cook at the same time. They both cook to perfection. They're both really easy to serve. And we're going to use the trivet, we're going to use the giblets, we're going to make gravy. This is going to be fantastic. Let's get going. So we have this amazing stuffing, and take that neck skin and just slip it in there. It's super easy to do, but what you get is a lovely plump side of the turkey like that. That is the crown, and you might just want to do that, and it will be amazing. But this is where the fun starts, because I was kind of thinking, okay, what do we do with the legs? When you go to Italy, you have the porchetta, the rolled, beautiful loin and belly of pork. And I'm thinking, I want to do that with my beautiful turkey legs. So I've got my butcher to take the legs off when he did the crown and debone the leg. Then I can take this stuffing, use this to kind of patch any gaps, roll it up, and that's what you get. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The flavours are going to be amazing. So the great thing about this is the crown and those rolled legs are going to cook at exactly the same time. Look at that. Get some of those amazing juices there. It looks absolutely sumptuous. Just kiss those with a little bit of honey, and that will just protect the lovely, crispy skin. Beautiful way to finish it. Let that rest for an hour. We'll start with the beautiful honey glazed rolled turkey leg. It's beautiful, it's juicy, it's a bit different. Let's have a little look at the crown here. That really is beautiful turkey crown. Look at that. That cross-section of the white meat, the stuffing meat, the lovely gravy here.
Hello.
Come on, I know you smelt the gravy, didn't you?
Yeah.
You want to try it with the turkey?
Yeah.
Without doubt, the kids are the toughest critics. There you go. The skin on the brown meat is so crispy. The brown meat's falling apart, it's juicy, and the stuffing is really, really good.
Can I have some more?
Yeah, white or brown?
It's my
brown.
twist on a retro classic. It's an open en croute. Instead of a whole puff pastry case, it's got an incredible cheese sauce topping, tender, flaky salmon, and the most amazing stuffed crust. It's super easy to make, but deeply satisfying. A real centerpiece at any family gathering. It all starts with the salmon.
Every now and again, there's a glut of farmed salmon. And these little bad boys are on deal in the supermarket. Take advantage of that. Have it skinned and pin-boned, and you've done no work at all.
The pastry isn't going to eat into your time either, because I'm using 375 grams of ready-to-roll all-butter puff pastry.
I don't really want you to make puff pastry. You have got more important things to do. But all butter puff pastry is a joy. They've even rolled it out for you.
Now you can spend some time and care on the really tasty stuff, beginning with the herby spinach filling for my stuffed crust. In a large pan, heat up a slug of olive oil and a knob of butter. Then slice up 2 cloves of garlic.
So this is going to be the beginning of the journey of making it taste gorgeous. For all you people out there that don't like greens, you have to trust me, this is awesome, right?
Dice up 2 onions and add those to the pan, along with half a bunch of fresh oregano leaves, and fry gently on a medium heat for about 10 minutes.
See how the onions have turned colour a little bit? Beautiful. So there's sweetness there now. This is going to really give incredible flavour.
Go in with 750 grams of frozen spinach and another 250 grams of any leafy greens and herbs you want.
Things like basil, you've got things like rocket, watercress. I've got some little flowering fennel here, beautiful. I've got some dandelions here from the garden, super nutritious. I've even got stinger nettles, right? Yes, they sting. You can put rubber gloves on if you're not as strong as me. But pick these smaller leaves and they're delicious, full of the good stuff. And as soon as you cook them, the sting goes.
Gently sweat the whole lot down for 15 to 20 minutes or until all the moisture's gone. Season and leave to cool completely. Meanwhile, you can get on with the gorgeous cheesy sauce.
So the classic sauce was a bechamel. I want to take it on a little bit. I want to give it some more.
Start off by melting a knob of butter in a medium hot pan and throw in 1 sliced leek.
And then I'm going to add a little kind of curveball. 50 grams of beautiful sun-dried tomatoes. It's going to give it a lovely rosé tint. You know, that sweetness, that sunshine flavour will be in there. Let that slowly cook for about 10 minutes.
And once it's all softened, pour in about 100 ml of nice white wine.
And we want to cook that away, right? We definitely don't want a winey sauce. That's not nice. But we do want the kind of essence of the effort and care in that wine to be left.
Stir in a tablespoon of plain flour and 250 millilitres of milk. Simmer for 5 minutes, then pour all of it into a blender.
We're going to go in with a little cayenne pepper, just for a little kick, a little bit of background warmth.
Finally, grate in 50 grams of tangy red Leicester cheese.
I kind of use the cheese as a seasoning, but that's going to really help it gratinate as well. Absolutely gorgeous. And just whiz it up. Right, so here we go. Silky smooth. Off the chart.
Now you can start assembling this beauty.
Okay, so this is a fun bit. This is when it's a bit like an Airfix model, right? You want to bring it all together.
Roll out the pastry further if needs be, so there's a 10cm border around the fish for that gorgeous stuffed crust. Then, on with the spinach.
Just use a spoon to push that spinach nearly to the edge. Leave a little bit of pastry there like that.
Season the salmon, then lay it on top and simply roll up the sides.
Now you can see, as I kind of turn this like this, what it's doing is creating that lovely stuffed crust. And then on the edges, there's no sort of right and wrong way. I'm just going to push it and crimp it. The thing about puff pastry is it's very forgiving. It's going to kind of cook into itself. So if it's not pristine now, it will cook into something beautiful.
Pour over the cheesy sauce, give the pastry a quick egg wash, and finish with a lovely garnish of oiled oregano flowers.
They'll smell incredible, they'll look incredible, and they'll go super crispy as well.
Bake right on the bottom of the oven at 220 degrees Celsius, 425 Fahrenheit for 30 to 40 minutes until the pastry is crisp and the top is golden and gratinated.
This is at about 35 minutes. I've turned it once around in the cooking just so it's even. Come on. So there you go. My homage to the retro beautiful thing that is salmon en croute.
Time to plate up. I'm keeping it simple and serving it with buttery new potatoes and a zingy watercress salad. This is one update your friends and family are gonna love.
Let's go. Go in for the salmon. You can see how flaky this is. It's crispy at the bottom. Let's get in there. Oh, so good. The sauce just protects the fish and it's got a lovely flavour. You know, the spinach was absolutely worth that love and care. And that, my friends, is a glorious meal that I know you're gonna love. With more and more of us eating less meat these days, the chances of you lovely people having a vegetarian around the Christmas table is very high. So let me give you the most incredible edible present that the veggies are going to kiss you for and the meat eaters are going to fight you for. Introducing the one and only veggie pithivier. It's the most incredible French-style pie, a parcel of puff pastry, crispy and gorgeous, with layer upon layer of amazing sweet, slow-roasted celeriac, creamy, gorgeous mushrooms, and even a little bit of sauce on the side. Guys, it starts here with celeriac. We're going to take the top off. You want to leave the skin on. Take some olive oil, give it a drizzle up, sea salt, lots of black pepper. Get your hands in there and have a little rub up. And when that starts to roast on the outside with the skin, it's going to be truly delicious. Now I'm going to wrap it in tin foil. Just put it over like that. And there you go. That now goes in the oven for an hour and a half. And we're gonna cook it at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit. And the flavors that will happen in here will be absolutely immense. Now it's time to make the sauce. A lovely bechamel style sauce with sweet leeks, garlic, and mushrooms. It's gonna be a joy. So I have 2 leeks. The ends I'll just take off. Get your knife, run it down the length of the leek and just go as thin as you can. Let's get cooking. We're gonna put some butter, the white part of the leeks. Get yourself 2 cloves of garlic, slice it up. Garlic goes in. Look at that. Already smells amazing. We've got our standard button mushrooms and our chestnut mushrooms, but absolutely you can upgrade for wild mushrooms at this time of year. Whether you go for the cheapest mushroom or the most expensive, it's still bloomin' delicious. So in the pan with our mushrooms, cook those for about 10-15 minutes. And it's this stage of making a sauce that's gonna give you the oomph, the flavor. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of English mustard, and then I'm gonna use 2 heaped tablespoons of just plain flour. That's your thickening agent. And then we're gonna let it down with 800 mils of milk. And as I add the milk, it will start to just get silkier. We'll let that simmer now, just enough time for me to get some herbs chopped up. So just finely slice the parsley. You can see it's nice and thick. I'm gonna turn off the heat. And there's one last ingredient, 120 grams of beautiful blue cheese. Have a little taste. Oh, beautiful. Now let's make the filling. Right, let's have a little look. Oh, look at that, there you go. You see it's caramelized, it's shrunk a little bit. And then slice it like a piece of ham. Don't worry if it breaks or if there's a few bits that sort of plop off. Get yourself a regular bowl, olive oil, and then just put the cling film through like that. Use your hand to push it into the corner. And now what I want to do is take beautiful slices of the celeriac, place that just up the side like that. And it doesn't matter if you do this well or badly, right? Just line the side. Don't panic, don't stress. And then a base like that. That is what you end up with. Then we're gonna go over to our sauce. Just put a little bit of that in there, and then again, layer that celeriac, beautiful creamy sauce. So last layer, push it right around and use those last little bits to make your topping. And then at this stage, we'll use that cling film. Just pull it tight. Get yourself a little plate so you can weigh it down. And then if we put that in the fridge overnight, the fridge temperature is gonna make it really firm, and then it's really, really easy to turn into the most incredible pie. It's gonna be beautiful. This has been in the fridge, so it's firmed up. But then we need to encase it in some pastry. I'm cheating, I'm using all butter puff pastry. It's even rolled out for us. Take it as a square, like that, all the way. So we now have the base. I've got some egg yolks here. Take our filling, just turn it out into the middle of our pie like that. And then I'm gonna use another roll, and we wanna flap it on top. So line up and just go over. And this is almost like making the most incredible little Christmas present, right? Pat the top, we go to one side, right into the corner, define that shape. And we want to cut about 1.5 centimeters around the pie, like this. We don't have to waste this, right? You can put Parmesan in there, a bit of cayenne pepper, a few little twists, do a nice little nibble. Get yourself a little chair, come down to this beautiful pie's level. Get myself some flour, take one finger, forefinger, you push it in, you take your thumb and forefinger and squeeze around it. And as you squeeze, pinch it at the end, and you get that. And what's great about this is it seals the 2 bits of pastry together. We'll put a little cross in there, that will let the steam out, and I'm gonna give it a really nice glaze. And this is gonna give it the most incredible bronze tan. This is a French pie that's come truly via Essex. Look at that tan, come on. And then I'll take my knife from the center and just turn it and score it. And I go back, and then I'll turn it and score it. You do not wanna cut all the way through. Now, last but not least, a little bit of my offcuts. Cut a little circle out, find something round. You can just cut out that center part like that, and then lay that over our little cross. And you can do that 1-2 days before Christmas. That is a celebration of a dish. Now, because it's Christmas, get yourself a wodge of rosemary, get some olive oil on there, and dress it up. It's gonna smell nice, look nice. It's like a little wreath. That will be cooked at the bottom of the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for 2 hours. Ho, ho, ho! Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. Ho, 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 ho. Yes! This is a veggie dish that meat eaters will fight for. So good. Come on. A nice little drizzle of the sauce. Come on. Just beautiful. Let's go for the end. Wowzers. Your guests will not know what's happened. It starts with the fillet of beef. It's so tender. Go and get yourself about 1.2, 1.3 kilos worth. Get your butcher to trim it up. This will easily serve 8 people. Give it a nice pinch of sea salt, a little bit of pepper. Rosemary and beef are the best friends in the whole wide world. Sprinkle that on the board so there's an even covering, and then get that lovely fillet of beef give it a little press, and that's how you get a really nice, even seasoning.
Add a lug of olive oil, a knob of butter, and a sprig of rosemary to a pan on a high heat. Then brown the fillet all over for 4 minutes.
Let's start the chicken liver and mushroom pate. It's really simple.
Replace the fat in your beef pan with some fresh olive oil and butter. Go in with 2 cloves of garlic, 2 sprigs of rosemary, a chopped red onion, and a pinch of salt.
Look at these mushrooms, absolutely beautiful. 600 grams I'm using. Break them up with your hand.
Put your mushrooms into the pan with the onion and garlic and cook down for 15 minutes until softened. Then add 100 grams of chicken livers, a dash of Worcestershire sauce, plus a capful of truffle oil. Cook for 3 or 4 minutes, then tip it all onto a board.
Oh, the smell is phenomenal. And you can cut this to any texture you want. I am quite happy with that. I'm just gonna go in with a nice big handful of dry breadcrumbs, and that will soak up some of those lovely resting juices from the meat.
Next, the puff pastry, but make sure you get a good quality all butter one.
I want it to be about the size of a tea towel, about 30 centimetres by 40 centimetres. Keep turning it.
Spread the mushroom and chicken liver pate over the pastry, leaving a space around the edges. To make it all stick together, paint a little bit of beaten egg onto the exposed bits of pastry.
And roll it up like this. Keep it tight, snug, and then just roll it over again until it's firm. Pinch that edge and push it down.
Squash the ends with a fork, dipped in flour, then glaze the whole Wellington with egg wash. And to prevent a soggy bottom, I'm going to give it a 2-minute blast on the hob before it goes in to cook.
Get that in the oven at 210 degrees Celsius for exactly 40 minutes. Put it on the bottom of the oven. I can feel it's nice and crisp, which is lovely. The colours are amazing.
After resting the meat for 5 minutes, I'm ready to serve.
Beautiful. Let's load it up with some nice greens and then the gravy. Very exciting. Beef fillet has rested into that mushroom and it's all kind of cooked into each other. There's a real harmony there. That is so good. Hi guys, hope you're well. We're gonna make roast beef. People love it and I love it. It's a wonderful treat. I'm gonna show you how to prepare this, do the trivet, we're gonna cook it, we're gonna rest it, and we're gonna carve it, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. I've got 3 cuts of beef here that are very, very common. I've got the top side of beef, that's the most affordable and it's leaner. We've got the sirloin of beef here. Now you know the sirloin steak, but this is a chunk to roast. It's easy to carve, quicker to cook, and it's always tender. And then roast 4 rib of beef. It'll easily serve 10 people, and the leftovers of all of this is amazing. So the preparation is the same for all 3 cuts. Top side of beef I'm gonna do. And what's really important is get your meat out of the fridge 1 hour before you wanna cook it. And that way it will stay juicier and more tender. Give it a little drizzle with some olive oil. Give it a nice little rub up. And then I wanna season it quite generously with salt and pepper. Rub it over and just roll the meat all over the seasoning. Put a little oil into a tray. Let's get that on a high heat. And first of all, I just want to get some color on this beef and start to sear it. Now what you'll notice is the top side is very lean. But if we look at the sirloin and the forerib, I wouldn't have to add oil to that. I would score the fat like this, and I will place it fat side down in a pan and render the beef fat. Once you feel you've got a little bit of color, get some tongs and turn it over. Now while this is browning off, I want to make a trivet. Just clank up some celery, about half a celery, 1 onion, a whole bulb of garlic, and then 2 carrots, just cut into big chunks. And then herb-wise, I love using a few bay leaves and some rosemary. All of this goes in. Now this trivet is going to do 2 things. First of all, it soaks up all the juices from the beef and it creates the basis for the most incredible gravy or jus to go with your roast beef. Secondly, you can see you put the beef on top, so that way it's not frying on the bottom of the tray. This top side of beef is going to go straight into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for an hour and a quarter. So for all the cooking times for the beef or any other cut of meat, then just click over to jamieoliver.com and I've got a whole load of stuff that will support you get it absolutely right every single time. So look at that, really beautiful, Let it rest for half an hour. If it's an even bigger cut of meat, let it go 40 minutes, 45 minutes. When you're roasting meats or even grilling meats, you know, that heat is pushing the moisture into the middle, right? So you need to let it rest just so the moisture comes back, right? So it's juicier and more tender. And it just lets it get to a better temperature. Have a look in this tray. All of this love is going to be the basis of your gravy. Put it onto a high heat, add some flour. A heaped tablespoon will go in, so we get a nice thick gravy. Then just squeeze all the beautiful garlic out of the skins. I can mush up the onions. I'm going to use a little red wine, just a little half glass. Goes in, roast beef, red wine. It makes sense, right? The smell is absolutely amazing. The little secret ingredient that I love is just some beautiful jam. That little sweetness really helps the gravy sing really, really nicely. About a litre of stock goes in. Bring this to the boil and then simmer this for about half an hour, the same time you rest the meat, and it's going to be delicious. In the half an hour that it's taken for the beef to rest, lots of beautiful things happen. If you see in our little platter here, you get juices that come out. You put those juices into your gravy. Pour that gravy through a coarse sieve. You look how gorgeous and thick and wonderful that gravy is. One little tip on the gravy, if you just pull it to the side of the gas hob, as it boils, it will push any kind of fatty bits or any scummy bits to one side, and you can get rid of that. And we've got lovely boiling gravy. Then let's talk about the meat. Now, when it comes to the carving, you know, with a sirloin or a forerib, it's very, very tender. You know, with a top side, it will be tender, but it is a little bit leaner, so we want to go nice and fine. You need to invest in a nice, long carving knife. So get the carving knife and do nice, long strokes. Go as thin as you can. So you can see this beef is nice, juicy, and blushing. If you cook it 15 minutes less, you can go medium rare. This is medium. Look at that. What a joy. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, no roast is finished without roast potatoes and Yorkshire puddings. This is the kind of food that just makes you so happy. I've got some horseradish sauce, which is one of my favorites. Beautiful. And then hot gravy, gorgeous, dark, rich gravy. So good. It's not right unless you fill up the Yorkshire pudding with gravy. Come on. So look at that, guys. The most incredible roast beef with all the trimmings. If you want the recipes for the Yorkshire puddings, the perfect roast potato, the horseradish, then go to jamieolive.com where the recipes are and thousands more. There you go, guys. Fill your boots and get cooking.
I'm gonna wow my guests with a Christmas twist on a classic beef bourguignon. A beautiful, tender, rich, herby beef stew, perfect for this time of year.
We're taking this beef bourguignon to new heights. We need to start by marinating these. So I'm gonna chop it into like 5 centimetre chunks. This is 1.5 kilos of beef cheeks. We're gonna go in with a bottle of beautiful French Burgundy. The acidity in that wine very gently starts to flavour the beef. 4 or 5 lovely bay leaves goes in. I've got some rosemary in there, a little bit of thyme as well. 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, 4 sticks of celery. Then I'm gonna get some carrots. We've got 1 onion, roughly chopped. I'm gonna season very generously with black pepper. Then I want just a little pinch of ground cloves, the taste of Christmas. A couple of teaspoons of Dijon mustard. It's not classic, but it's Christmas, guys. I am gonna mix it up with my hands, gently, gently. Don't get my shirt. Cover that in some greaseproof paper. Then tomorrow, I'm gonna make the most amazing stew out of that. That red wine has already penetrated the meat. Look how it's changed the color. So into a colander, then with the meat, what I wanna do is get that into some flour. So just regular plain flour, onto a nice little tray or a platter like this. I'm gonna add just a little knob of butter and a little bit of olive oil. And the combination together means you can go to a slightly higher temperature but still get that gorgeous flavour and golden crispy outside. So as this is frying beautifully and getting golden, we're gonna slowly fry off all of these veggies. One of the things that I love to do to make it even more Christmassy, that's not classic for sure, is chestnuts. Look at these. They have that amazing sort of sweetness and nuttiness, and just crumbling them in your hand will just add to that gravy. At this point in time, add the red wine, This goes into the stock pot. And just top this up with some boiling water or some stock. Just enough to cover the beef. And that will now slow cook for about 4 hours at 150 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to get this in the oven and get this cooking. We're at that point now where the whole thing's coming together. Just have a little look how shiny that is. Let's just see how tender it is. Look at that falling apart. That is the thing about the cheek. Oh, yeah. So look at that. Beautiful, chunky, shiny beef bourguignon. My dad is going to absolutely love that. Guys, we got a little bit of beef bourguignon here. Everyone help yourself.
So nice.
What up, food tubers? I hope you're well. Today is a great day because we are making a nut roast. And for me, the nut roast is about a beautiful dinner, a beautiful meal, textures, contrast, sweetness, savouriness. It's a wonderful opportunity to love your veg. We're using some interesting things like quinoa, nuts, chestnuts, spices, dried fruit, and I'm gonna put it together with a sauce and some melted cheese and lovely herbs. You're gonna love it. Okay, so first job, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Next, let's chop up the squash. I wanna just dice up the squash into roughly 1 centimetre chunks. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil. Let's get the squash straight in. We're not going to completely cook stuff in the pan. We're just going to take the rawness out and start sharing some flavours. I'm using vac pack chestnuts here. You can get them in all the supermarkets. And if you put them in whole and bring them back to life by roasting them with things like rosemary, okay, they're absolutely delicious. I want 1 onion. Let's just finely chop that. 2 cloves of garlic. Celery. We definitely want to start the process of seasoning with sea salt and pepper. About half a teaspoon of cayenne, a little pinch of smoked paprika. I want 1 level teaspoon of dried oregano. So I'm just going to quite crudely cut up a lovely couple of field mushrooms. About 40 grams of butter. Just a little bit of lemon zest. Gives a really nice contrast. Our veg here is off the heat now. Over here, we've got 100 grams of mixed nuts, Brazils, walnuts, hazelnuts, cashew nuts. Next job, I need to bash my nuts, which is a lovely opportunity for you to get all the frustration in your life out, but with good reason and purpose. Ah, nice. Bashed up nuts. I'm going to put this into the bowl. Next, in with the quinoa and the dry fruit, 4 lovely, large, free-range eggs. Obviously, the eggs are going to really help to bind the dish. We're going to go straight in like that, all the juices, and we'll mix it up. I've rubbed this dish with butter, and I've just lined it with some greaseproof paper just to make it doubly safe that it just pops out nice and easy. So I'm just going to pour this in with the nut roast. Like this. Squeeze as much as you can into there. So now I'm going to whack this in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. I'm going to cook that until it goes golden and crisp and gorgeous. Then next, I'm going to show you how to make a brilliant sauce that I'm going to sit that on. So it's kind of cooking into each other with some melted cheese, herbs, and this sauce is called salsa rosa picante. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to put a little olive oil into the tray. I'm going to get 2 chilies. I'm going to prick it. If you don't prick it, they'll explode in your face. And I just want to put the chilies in whole. I'm also going to go in with a stick of cinnamon, some garlic, just 2 cloves. I'm just going to get a small onion here, cut it into quarters and then into eighths. I'm going to go for this next part of the recipe with some thyme and just take the lovely little leaves off the stalk. I'm going to put this on top of the nut roast. Just move that thyme around so it's coated in the fat, and then it's going to crispen up and go gorgeous. I'm going to put it to one side, out of the heat. Go in with my tomatoes. What we can also do is add just a little bit of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon. And I'll turn the heat down to really low. Simmer it for 10, 15, 20 minutes to really develop the flavours. And then I'll show you what to do with the nut roast next. It's going to be gorgeous. Look at that. Tip it onto its side, like so. We can take that greaseproof paper off, place this in to this amazing sauce. And I'm just gonna grate some nice bits of cheddar, and that's gonna give it amazing flavor. It'll obviously melt and go gorgeous. We can then put our chili on the top, put the cinnamon on the top as well. I've got those time tips, remember? Put that over the whole tray. Pop it back in the oven now for about 10 minutes. Okay, so let's have a little look at that. I've purposefully let the grated cheese go over the edges and let the tomato sauce cook up the sides. I'm gonna get myself a nice plate, some mashed potato. Let's get some lovely seasonal kale. Look at that. Gorgeous. Proper comfort food. Get that lovely thick sauce and just put it over one side of the nut loaf, over the kale, with a little new seasoned olive oil. Is an absolute dream. There you go. It is delicious. I'm gonna try it. Of course, you've got the crispy bits here, the soft bits there, all those lovely veggies. Let's get right in there with the salsa rosa picante. Mmm.